How's it going, card fighters? Vanguard Battlelands back at it again with another deck profile. This time we got one of my favorite decks out of this whole V Series standard format. It is Dimensional Robo for standard. This deck, oh my god. This deck, when it came out, it was my favorite deck. I had to build it. It was Kagero, then this one. This was like the second deck I ever gotten out of standard, and I had to build it. I had to get it max rarity. Still not done. Still not done. It's very tough. The cards are cheap, but I'm slowly getting to it. But I found out Dimensional Robo is getting Dimensional Police is getting support. So might as well do a deck profile before, you know, the new stuff comes in, so we can update it when that new stuff comes in. Alright, let's get into it. Oh, but first, what we get before we get into it, we're gonna appreciate the sleeves. Oh, that's right. We got the old school sleeves. Man, I've been saving these for a long time. They're brand new, man. Got them when Dimensional Robos came out, and ever since, used it just for this deck. Alright, enough blabbering on with D-Robos. Let's get into the deck profile. For our grade 3s, we run 4 Dayusha. If you don't know what his skill is when placed, 3 of your units in the front row get plus 10,000 power until the end of turn. So, if you ride this first turn, it's not as bad, but you would want to have grade 2s on your rear guards when you go first. So when you ride, this effect doesn't just give power to himself. He'll give 2 rear guards plus 10. So that's going to be a good first turn, grade 3. Your opponent's at grade 2. You're going to be swinging with already big numbers, which is amazing. And his second skill is its second skill. Whew, come on, there you go. Focus. Hand. At the end of the battle that your grade 3 Vanguard attack, if that unit's power is 45,000 or greater, and if you was not placed during that turn, Counterblast 1, ride it as stand, and this unit gets plus 10. So, if you didn't ride the previous turn, pretty much you get to use this skill to ride over your Dayusha or whatever card that's on your current Vanguard at grade 3. But you have to wait a full turn, so let me explain it. You ride, can't use the skill yet until the end of until your next turn. So your next turn you draw, attack. Now you can use it. So you have to wait a whole turn until you use it. But you can't ride either, which kind of sucks, really. If they didn't have that restriction, I think this card would be a lot more powerful than it is right now. Alright, for our next grade 3s, we run 4 of our main grade 3 Dayusha, Super Dimensional Robo Dayusha, and his skill is Vanguard Continuous. If this unit is 35 or greater, this unit gets plus 1 critical. So it's pretty good on your first turn, early game pressure when your opponent's at grade 2. And if he doesn't have a PG, then damn, that sucks for him. And his second skill is Act Rest as any number of rear guards, and this unit gets plus 10 for each rested rear guard. So if you have, say 3, you rest, and he gets plus 3,000. Which is pretty good. Or, not 3,000. 30,000. My bad. Yeah. Alright. For our next grade 3, we run Mastered Police Leader Silbet Brad. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And his skill is on rear guard. If your Vanguard's at 35, or not 35, 3,000 or greater, this unit gets plus 5 and crit. It's really good if you put a force marker on your rear guard, so he attacks for a big number, for 27 by himself. You know, for that other crit pressure. And for your grade 2s, we have 4 Dimensional Robo Die Dragon. His skill is on act, Vanguard or Rearguard, Soul Blast 1. One of your Vanguard gets plus 5,000 power until the end of turn. And his second skill is only on Rearguard. If your Vanguard is 35,000 or greater, this unit gets plus 10. So he'll be at 20. But if you have these two on rear, and if you rode into Great Dayusha, these guys will be at 30,000, which is pretty good on your first turn. So we run max 4 of these because we have to. There's nothing else to run that's better than this card. Alright, and we run 4 Miracle Dandy. His skill is, if your Vanguard's at grade 3 or greater, this unit gets plus 10 shield. Plus 10k. So he's going to be a 15k shield, which is real good. Just that extra shield power will help you against guarding. Gets any decks that are hitting big numbers. And if you call it to rear, you can always intercept it, and he gets that plus 10. If he's not retired or attacked. Pretty much, I like saving this card if possible, but if not, I will call it. And against Excel and Protect, this card can still hit your opponent when he's at grade 2. But you will get rushed, which sucks. But against Force Markers, this guy is going to suck. Unless you have a booster. If you roll him as your grade 2 Vanguard, you're going to have to call a booster so that card can hit. Alright, our next grade 2s, we run 4 Miracle Cutie. I've been experimenting this card. I also rode, I ran Scorpion. I love him. Just, 10k base and then 10k shield. Really good, but I started using her just for that draw power. So when she hits, my Vanguard's at 30,000 k or higher. If she hits, I get to draw, which helps me a lot, build up my hand. Helps me get my Great Dayusha or my Sinbrad or anything that I need to set up for my next turn. But right now she's working good. I probably would run Scorpion again, but I don't know. Probably might try 3, 3, 3, and then 3 Scorpion. Max 12 grade 2s. But this is working fine, but you know what? I'm going to try that. I'm going to try 3 Die Dragon, 3 Dandy, 3 Cutie, and then 3 of the Scorpion dude. That might work perfectly well. But I don't know. We'll see. And for our next grade 1s, we run 4 Dimensional Robo Die Brave. This is a real good card. He's a Vanguard Rearguard, just like as Die Dragon. His skill Soul Blast 1, and one of your Vanguards get plus 5,000 until the end of turn. And his skill is when your Vanguard attack hits a Vanguard, your opponent's Vanguard, put this unit into your soul and draw a card. Really good, fill up your soul and get that plus 1 draw. For our next grade runs, we run 3 Commander Laurel. His skills act once per turn. Rush for your rear guards. Choose one of your units, and until the end of turn, it gets double power and a critical. So you can, wait, let me see. Choose one of your units. So yeah, you can give it to your rear guard or your Vanguard, whatever. But usually you want to give it to your Vanguard for that big power, especially on your Great Dayusha if you roll on first turn. So you can actually have pressure onto your opponent. Other than that, real solid card. And for our next grade 1s is Dimensional Robo Die Tiger. I was gonna run the grade 1 where you Soul Blast, your Vanguard gets guard restrict, where your opponent has to use 2 cards at the same time to guard. But since more decks came out, more people are using different decks that are not OTT with Promised Daughter. This card's real good to get rid of problem cards on your opponent's rear guard. If you don't want to see a certain card on his or her field, it is a great card right now in the format, in my opinion. Really good card, solid card to retire anything that's on your opponent's board that's just bugging you. And for our next grade 3s, I mean, not grade 3s, we're already done with the grade 3s. For our last grade 1s, is we got 2-dimensional Robo Dialander. Yes, we are running the misprint artwork. Just because it's a misprint. Come on. This card is pretty cool since they messed it up. So that's why I'm running it. It's very funny. And her skill is if your Vanguard is 30,000 or greater, your opponent can't intercept. This card is real good, especially against decks that have a problem guarding. Maybe not so much with Protect, but like Force and Excel decks, since they only have like 4 PGs. This card really helps to minimize your opponent's guarding power when you're attacking with you pretty much big numbers with your Vanguard or rear guard. And for our grade 1 lineup, we run our standard Gaiusha, standard grade 0 that you, when rolled upon, you draw a card. And then for our trigger lineup, 4 draw PGs, 2 normal draw triggers, 6 crit, and then 4 heal. Pretty much standard stuff. I've been seeing a lot of people just run this kind of lineup, and I can see why. You really want to draw a lot, because there's other decks that are better doing force stuff currently. Dayush is still good, but we always have to wait until that new support comes in. Hopefully Dimensional Robo gets more support where you get better grade 2s, better grade 1s, and maybe a better grade 3 than Dayusha. Still a great card, but I'd like to see the new support very soon for this deck. On that is my Dimensional Robo standard deck. On that is Vanguard Battlelands. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead, reveal that critical trigger on that subscribe button. If you like the channel, hit that like button. If you don't, go ahead, hit that dislike button. Comment down below, what do you think about this deck profile? What should I change? I'm pretty sure you'll probably say switch the cutie with the Scorpion. Probably take these guys out for the grade 1 guard restrict. But I don't know. This is a new build that I'm testing out. But if you're new to the channel, welcome, hello, and hopefully this deck profile helped you. If you want to suggest this deck to your friends that's getting into the game, that's thinking about building this deck, go ahead, share it. If not, it's all good. Go ahead, leech off me. Other than that, this is Vanguard Battlelands signing out. Peace.